Hi, and welcome back to the channel and the latest in my Junior Formula Team series. Previously we've looked at the massively successful Prema and ART Grand Prix teams, and today we're checking out the other French giant, DAMS. Before I get into the usual team history and success, I want to mention that at the start of August, DAMS themselves released an article for the 1-year anniversary of the death of their founder Jean-Paul Driot, talking about him as a personality and featuring statements from some of their recent drivers to get to F1, explaining what he meant to them and the effect he had on their careers. I'm not going to read out the whole article, but there are several parts that stand out to me, so to quote the article, it stands for passion and devotion, two words which quickly sum up Jean-Paul. He wasn't just involved in motorsport because he could be. He created DAMS because he loved racing and shared the same competitive qualities you'd find in any world champion. That right there is a hell of a statement of someone's qualities and drive, but several other quotes from the drivers also leave no doubt as to how much of a great individual he was. He was a man who arguably saved many drivers' careers. He took Romain Grosjean under his wing after he'd been dropped by the Renault Formula 1 team, and after Carlos Sainz had been soundly beaten by Daniel Kvyat in GP3 in 2013, it was DAMS he moved to in Renault World Series 2014, where he had his most successful season in the junior formulas, taking the title. In recent years he's also took a gamble on Alex Albon, and DAMS took him on with almost no backing or sponsorship because, in Alexander's words, Jean-Paul signed me on as a driver without any real backing because he's a true racer who supported me despite my situation. A situation which almost certainly isn't normal in the cutthroat world that we have of racing. DAMS, happy with Alex's performances, had been going to place him in the Formula E team that they run for Nissan, but Red Bull stepped in at the last moment and the rest is history. In the following season, Nicholas Latifi would help DAMS secure the team's title before also stepping up to Formula 1. All the drivers spoken to in the article seem to kind of echo Nicholas's statement that one thing is for sure, I would not be where I am today without his support and trust in me. Jean-Paul had earned his money by being a successful trader in crude oil and entered motorsport simply for the love of it. As former driver Nico Lapierre said in Jean-Paul's obituary in Autosport magazine, he didn't have to do it because he was already a successful businessman. He did it because he loved it. He had a passion for motorsport. And I think we can all appreciate that. So what's the team story? Jean-Paul formed the team in 1988 with René Arnoux, and DAMS initially stood for Driot Arnoux Motorsport. It wasn't long before René left the team though and left Jean-Paul in sole charge, where he'd remain for the next 30 years. Whilst they've not enjoyed the same periods of utter dominance in some series that Prema and ART have, wherever they've raced in, they've been front runners and winners. During their years in the racing game, they've raced in multiple different series, including Formula 2, Formula E, GP2, Formula Renault 3.5 World Series, GP2 Asia, GP3, AutoGP, Formula Le Mans Cup, A1 GP, Formula Renault V6 Euro Cup, and International Formula 3000. Those various series, they've achieved a total of 16 teams championships, 15 driver championships, and 166 race victories. At various times, they've also served as part of the young driver programs for Elf, Toyota and Renault, and have had a fair share of junior drivers from Red Bull and McLaren under their wing as well. Whilst there are many series they've dipped in and out of, they committed to the Formula 1 feeder series, racing in International Formula 3000 for 13 years, racing in every season of the GP2 Championship that replaced that, and they're still racing in the Formula 2 series which has replaced GP2. The first time I saw them, in fact, was when we got Sky in 2012. My wife referred to the DAMS as a bumblebee that farted fire because it was yellow and black and there seemed to be a lot of flames coming out of them exhausts on occasions. The year they were running the rookie Felipe Nasr, who had just won the British F3 Championship, and the man who'd go on to win the title that year, the bundle of energy and excitement that is the one and only Davide Valsecchi. So it was a good period of time for the team, and they secured 3 drivers' titles and 2 teams' titles in 4 years in GP2, whilst also securing back-to-back titles in the rival Renault World Series with Kevin Magnussen and Carlos Sainz. So a highly successful period that they've kind of struggled a little to emulate since. As well as the traditional motorsport, the DAMS part of the team have been racing in Formula E since the first season, acting as a works team for first Renault and then Nissan. They've dropped off the pace a little in recent years, but they've still won the Drivers' Championship once, Teams' Championship 3 times in succession in their short series history. With the death of Jean-Paul, ownership of the team has gone to his two sons, Gregory and Oliver, and Francois Sicard, sorry for pronunciation on that, working as managing director. The team are based out of a new factory near the Le Mans circuit, covering 2,300 metres square, giving space to workshops, design offices, legal, financial, logistics, marketing departments, and of course the simulator, keeping it all in-house. They have a staff currently of about 50. Going into their website is the usual treasure trove of information regarding previous drivers, championship information on the teams, and then the usual social links and contacts for Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. The DAMS have a previous driver roster that is perhaps not at first glance equal to, say, Prema and ART and what they can point to, but it's still numerous, with 32 of their old boys having raced or been involved with Formula One's teams, including 6 of the current grid. Well, anyway, that's been a wander through the story of DAMS Racing Team. If you have any comments, then please leave them below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.